Imagine this. You're standing in a crowded airport boarding line, tickets in hand, buzzing with excitement for what was supposed to be the perfect getaway with your girlfriend of 3 years. The gate agent's voice crackles over the speaker, calling your group. Everything feels right, until her sister leans in close, her voice barely above a whisper, and says, "I'm sorry you had to find out like this." My stomach dropped. The line kept shuffling forward like nothing happened, but my world just tilted. Sarah was a few steps ahead, chatting with her mom, completely oblivious. Emily, Sarah's older sister, the one who'd always been polite but never super warm, looked at me with these guilty eyes, like she was carrying a bomb and I just pulled the pin. What secret could be so heavy she had to drop it right here, right now, with the plane waiting? Was it about Sarah? About us? About something I had missed for years? This wasn't just random drama. This was the moment I realized the people closest to you can hide the sharpest knives. And when I finally asked Emily why she was apologizing like my life was about to explode, her answer hit harder than any turbulence I've ever felt. But trust me, what she said next, no one in that line saw it coming. Have you ever had one of those days where everything feels perfect until it suddenly doesn't? That morning started exactly like that. Sarah and I had been together 3 years. 3 years of inside jokes, late-night talks about the future, vacations we saved up for months to take. This trip was supposed to be our big one. A week in a beach town, just us, no distractions. I'd even surprised her with upgraded seats because she gets anxious on planes. She squeezed my hand in the security line and said, "This is going to be amazing, babe." I believed her. Emily was there too, Sarah's older sister. She'd tag along because her mom insisted on a family send-off at the gate. Emily was always the quiet one. Polite smiles, short answers, the kind of person who blends into background. I never thought much of it. She'd hug me hello, ask about work, then fade back to her phone. Harmless. We got to the gate with time to spare. Grabbed overpriced coffee. Laughed about how Sarah always packs too many shoes. The boarding line formed, slow and snaking. Sarah was ahead of me, chatting with her mom about hotel breakfast options. I was right behind, scrolling my phone, feeling that rare kind of content. Then Emily stepped closer. She touched my elbow lightly, leaned in so only I could hear. Her voice was low, almost shaking. "I'm sorry you had to find out like this." The words hit like cold water. Find out what? My brain short-circuited. The line kept moving. People shuffling forward, gate agent calling zones, but I froze. Sarah glanced back, smiling like nothing was wrong. Emily's eyes locked on mine. Guilty, scared, like she knew exactly how much damage those 6 words could do. And just like that, the trip I'd been dreaming about felt like it was already over. But what she was about to show me on her phone, that was only the beginning. What do you do when someone drops a bomb like that in the middle of an airport, and the only thing moving is the boarding line? I turned to Emily, heart hammering so loud I barely heard the gate agent call Group 3. My voice came out quieter than I meant. "Emily, why? What the hell are you talking about?" She glanced towards Sarah, still laughing with her mom, completely unaware, then back at me. Her hand shook as she pulled her phone from her pocket. "I didn't want you to find out from screenshots or rumors. I thought you deserved to hear from family." Family. The word tasted bitter already. She unlocked the screen, angled it so only I could see. Text messages. Dozens of them. Sarah's name at the top. The other contact, Jake. My best friend since college. The guy who'd crashed on our couch last month when his place flooded. The guy who'd high-fived me at my promotion party and said, "You two are goals, man." The messages scrolled like a nightmare reel. "Sarah, I can't keep pretending. I need to tell him soon. Jake, after the trip, we'll figure it out. I love you. Sarah, he's paying for everything. Feels wrong, but I don't know how to leave without hurting him more." I felt the air leave my lungs. Months. This had been going on for months. Emily whispered, "I'm sorry because I knew." She told me everything, and I didn't say a word. The contradiction hit like a slap. The sister who was protecting me had been silent, while my life unraveled in secret chats. I stared at the screen, then at Sarah's back as she stepped closer to the gate. My hands were shaking now, too. But the worst part? Emily wasn't done. There was one more message she hadn't shown me yet. And when she did, it flipped the entire betrayal upside down. Ever wonder how deep a betrayal can really go before it stops feeling like a mistake and starts feeling like a plan? The gate agent's voice cut to the noise again. Final boarding for Group 4. People pushed past us, oblivious. I couldn't move. Emily's thumb hovered over the screen, like she was deciding whether to detonate the last charge. She tapped once. Another thread popped up. This one wasn't Sarah to Jake. It was Sarah to Emily. Sarah, once the trip's over, I'm done. He's already booked the next 6 months of my life with his money. I just need to make it look clean. Emily, you sure? He's actually decent. Most guys aren't. Sarah, decent doesn't pay the rent when Jake and I start fresh. You'll get your cut like we agreed. Help me cover the apartment deposit. Sisters help sisters, right? My vision blurred. Cut. They discussed splitting money. My money. The savings I put aside for our future. The deposits I'd cover without blinking because we're a team. Emily hadn't just known. She'd been in on it, encouraging it, profiting from it. I looked up at her. You helped her plan this? Emily's lip trembled. She said it was temporary, that you'd be okay. I thought, maybe you deserve better anyway. The irony burned. The sister who whispered apologies had been whispering encouragement behind my back for months. Sarah turned around then, waving me forward with that same bright smile. Babe, come on. We're next. I felt the boarding pass crumple in my fist. The line was almost gone. The plane was waiting. And in that split second, I realized I had 2 choices. Board the flight and pretend, or walk away from the entire lie. But before I could decide, Sarah's eyes met mine, and something in my face made her smile falter. She knew something was wrong. Have you ever looked someone you loved right in the eye and realized every memory you shared was built on quicksand? Sarah's smile faded the second she saw my face. No more waving. No more babe. She stepped out of line, closing the gap between us while the last passengers hurried past. Alex, what's wrong? I didn't yell, didn't cry. I just held up Emily's phone, still open to those damning messages, and said, calm as I've ever been, Emily told me everything. The color drained from her cheeks. She glanced at her sister, then back at me, mouth opening and closing like she couldn't find the script. It's not. I can explain. No, I cut in. You don't get to explain. You planned to leave after the trip. You used my money. Your own sister helped you do it. Emily stood frozen a few feet away, tears already streaming. Sarah reached for my arm. I stepped back. The gate agent called our names one last time. Final warning. I looked at the jet bridge, then at Sarah, then at the crumpled boarding pass in my hand. I let it fall to the floor. I'm not getting on that plane, I said, and I'm not coming back to any of this. Sarah started crying, begging, promising it was a mistake. Emily just whispered, I'm sorry again, like that word still meant anything. I turned and walked away, through the terminal, past security, out into the real world. That apology at the gate wasn't regret. It was guilt wearing a mask. And sometimes the people who say sorry are the ones who help break you. Trust can survive a lot, but it doesn't survive being sold out by the people who were supposed to have your back. If you've ever had to walk away from a lie that big, tell me in the comments, what did you do next? Like if you'd have done the same. Subscribe if you want more stories that hit this hard. Hit the bell, because secrets like this, they're everywhere. And next time, you might be the one hearing the whisper.